Okay, so the weather's changed, the ground's softer, so this toddy tip is all about how you strike the ball better from wet surfaces when it's much tighter margins of error than it is in the summer. Okay, so I see a lot of players coming in worrying about the fat shot, the thin shot that they're seeing in the winter. Okay, worried about getting that face full of mud that we all know comes back up when you don't get it right, and seeing them driving so much weight onto that lead side in order to try and get a downward strike on the golf ball. Okay, so what I want to do is I just want to explain kind of really a better way of doing it. Now what you're going to tend to see is, if I use this loft indicator, is that if you're setting up to a golf ball here, okay, and you take the club back and you shift loads of weight to the left side, okay, when you come down to strike with good delivery, that club is going to be pointing miles away to the right. So now you're going to hit one of those and go, oh Christ, I just lost my ball, I need to get it to go straight. Okay, I need to get my weight onto my left side to get the strike, but I need it to go straight. So what are you going to do? You're now going to throw the club head, which compromises the low point of your swing, and tend to hit the fats and the thins again. So just moving the weight forward doesn't get you or guarantee you, okay, the better strike. Let's look at what does. So what we're going to think about is the golf swing, okay, is a circle. We've got to think of it. It's not a perfect circle, but it's the best way to describe it. Now as you swing, we're trying to control the point in which it touches the ground, and also where that point is in relation to the golf ball. We want it to obviously be just after the golf ball, so that when you get to strike, the club is travelling downwards on the golf ball slightly. Okay. So now, what controls that circle? What I want you to think about is the middle of that circle is going to be your lead shoulder. Okay. The left arm, or for a right-handed golfer, swings around this point. That's going to create circular motion with the lead arm. Another thing that we have a hinge in the wrist, which creates another circle. Okay, so the timing of these two circles is going to really control when that club lands on the ground. Now, the biggest thing I want you to think about is the middle of the circle being the left shoulder. Okay, that's the important one for the moment when we talk about weight shift, because your weight shift really just moves the point of that middle of that circle. All right, that's all he's really doing. The other key point about is to control where the club lands in relation to your wrist. So the lever system is built in your wrist, okay, so where that's landing. Now if we can control these 2 points, we learn to control where the centre of the circle is, and again, slightly ahead of the golf ball. You're going to find my left shoulder line up nicely over my left hip, left knee and left foot. And then if I can then learn to land the club in an appropriate position so that actually I get this straight line going down my left shoulder to my left knee, hip and foot, and the club would then also line up, okay, becoming a straight line, that is going to be the base of the circle. So wherever I move my ball position in relation to that will graduate my angle of attack and how steep I'm hitting down on the golf ball. But it would also allow me to get the club to line up appropriately as well, rather than me just trying to shift the centre of my circle forwards. My brain won't let me hit that ball out of bounds right, so it's going to release the lower lever earlier in order to try and get the club face to square. Okay, so now you see how these 2 points don't line up very well. So what we're going to think about is, the drill I want you to do is practice. Again, I've got a line on the mat here. You can use scrape a line in the mud, okay? It's a great way on the practice ground. Again, nowhere that's really in play, so if you do take any divots, you're not going to cause any issues for any other golfers. But scrape a line in the ground and just get a feeling for the concept that you're going to scrape a line, little half swing to start with, your weight shifts slightly to the left so that your left shoulder gets over the hip, knee and foot, and then from there you're going to learn to unwind and land the club at and just past that line that you've drawn, okay? Because that line that you've drawn is going to be where the ball is going to be. So now if we can get our body in the right position and then learn to deliver the club correctly, we're going to get that nice trap strike every time, okay? So think less about just shifting the body weight and think more about how the swing is working as a circle around the shoulder, a circle around the wrist, okay? Our weight shift moves the upper circle, and the timing in which our hands release controls the lower circle. Our goal is to get everything to line up on this lead side, hitting against the wall as you'd hear people talk about, okay? That's going to control the point in which you're landing the club, and the better you can get at controlling, okay, the point in which the club's landing, the better your strike is going to become, okay? You're going to be able to trap that ball, drive it forwards, okay, and send it out there. One other little piece to note, when it comes into that upper circle, we can obviously move it, if you like, side to side. It'll also go up and down. Now what that can then do is, that can then change the depth of our circle. If we drive the circle too deep, we're going to, again, strike the ground a bit too early. So what I wanted to learn to control doing is you get the shoulder in position, the hands delivering, and I want to see this kind of scraped, bruising divot, okay, in the right place. If we do the same swing, get the shoulder in position, but lower it too much, can you see how I'm going to land the club too early? So what does my brain do? Pulls up, chicken wings, lots of scoop shots, thin shots, fat shots again. So these are all the key factors that come into creating a nice strike. But the training environment for you is just to get the lead shoulder onto the left foot, or above that stacked base on the left side, okay? And learn to, with your hands, release the lower circle to a point where everything lines up just past impact. Then from there, you're going to be off and running, hitting some much crisper iron shots this winter, having less mud on your face and more birdies on the card. All right, hope that helps. If you want any more information about that, or want me to look at your golf swing so that I can evaluate what's going wrong or where the issues arise from, find me on the Skillest app, send me some swings, okay, and then let's get to work from there this winter, because the winter's a great time to kind of really get to grips with your golf swing so that when the summer comes along, you're set and ready to go. All right, great to help you, and any questions, fire them away.